Okay, well, welcome everyone. Nice to see each of you here. I trust that something, what you might put in the category of magical, happened today, the next hour or so. And this is about raising our consciousness. Doesn't matter where you're at, whether you're just beginning, breaking through the 200 mark, or whether you're at 936, trying to get to 1,000, whatever that is. Let's see what happens today. Let's see what happens about how valuable you being in your light. So my first question is this: what are the top 3 most important things in your life? What are they? In the order of importance. I'm ready to hear it if you've got it.
Indeed, for me,
Okay.
number 1, jumping over the ice walls, maybe number 2, and then my wife and baby.
Anyone else?
I'll go.
Go.
Divinity, impact.
Divinity.
Divinity first.
Yeah. And then
Impact
impact. Okay.
and freedom.
Right. What do you mean by impact?
Impacting the world.
Okay.
My restaurant,
Your restaurant?
yeah.
Okay.
The natives,
Yeah.
my blood. Third is my town.
Your what?
Town.
Sorry.
Town.
Town?
Yeah.
Okay.
Divinity, family, impact.
Okay. Ladies?
Divinity, family, son,
Son? Oh, your son? Yes, sorry.
family, and freedom.
Okay. So I'm here to tell you some news. The only way that you can get to the higher levels of consciousness is to have divinity first. Because the ego will use whatever you put first, or second, or third, or fourth ahead of divinity. And it will be nothing but a struggle. Whatever it is that's more important, that's what the ego will use to get your attention, to get you out of your light, so you don't get them. But the most important thing is if you put the divinity, like Jamie's saying, and each of you are, some of you are saying, that divinity, then no matter what the other things are, you will hold that and then deal with the other, okay? So, now, my next question is, what's your definition of God?
The force that I am, and that is within all natural beings in nature.
Okay?
Holy. Holy.
Holy.
Yeah, the power. The immaculate one.
Who's the immaculate one to you?
God.
Okay? What's that look like?
Amazing. White. Light.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that's bright.
And how close are you to that?
I'm still far along. Maybe like 100 kilometers away, but I'll get there soon. I hope after this.
Oh, okay.
With your help.
Well, if that's what you mean by soon, that is possible. The only thing that'll stop it is your attachment to something outside yourself. Whatever that is, whatever they are, whatever, okay?
Pureness with clarity.
Pureness with clarity, okay?
I am God.
You're what?
I am God. Our big divine.
Divine? Tell me what you mean by divine, just the word divine.
God.
Yeah?
Ineffable.
Ineffable, is that what you're saying? Okay. Jamie?
Master consciousness, all-knowing, all-powerful, everything, everywhere. I am that.
So let's look at God. So one of the things that I've been looking at is and it came to me one day, and I started with one thing and then just kept adding, and it's like, this is ridiculous, this list. And what it is like, okay, so did man make those clouds? Oh, that's a God, and that's a God energy. What about the trees? Okay, yeah. What about the birds and the flowers? And it's like, oh my God, God's everywhere. Like it's everywhere. And then what's the difference between me and God? Is there? Listen, Jamie knows this and a few others. And I can't remember what year. I'd have to look at my journal, but I know where I was. I was still in Vancouver. So it was 3 or 4 years ago. And this download is Donn, you're God. And I can't remember if it was 2 or 4 weeks before I wrote it in my journal. It was another 2 years before I even mentioned it to anybody. And yet that's who. And so God's not out there. This God energy is us. It's us. So with that being the case, like, how much power do we have? What's that look? What can we do? What can we do with this power? And so the first thing is, what's standing in my way? What's standing in my way? And whatever is in your way, the ego will use to stop you from being who you are. And the most important things are not usually, always, that I put something in my life to be more important, like your son. And I'm not asking you to throw your son out into the ocean, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. But that if it is, the ego will use it against you. Find weakness around your son and what worse could happen and all of those things, which will prevent you from embracing fully, okay? And when that happens, when you're able to do that, then the explosion takes place. When I'm talking about explosion, I'm talking this divine light. It's like now, like I'm driving and it's like, okay, God, like, come on. Like the trees, the clouds, the birds, like I have to concentrate on my driving here a little bit, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, so thinking, like, imagine knowing fully, I am, and what can that do? What can I do with that? So let's do a muscle test. See where we're at, okay? Because it's easy for this to get in the way and to tell us things and whatever that aren't true, okay? So who wants to go first? Okay, hold out your arm, don't let me move it. Is it true your name is Nina? Okay, got that? Is it true that you will know that you are God? Are you still holding on to energy, okay? My question is, what are you hoping to achieve by holding on to the memory that you're remembering about your first beautiful, okay? And when you think about your future baby, what are you thinking about? What?
My baby Athena.
My baby Athena. Okay, got it. So is there anything negative about having your second child? Okay. Would it be okay with you to let all of those?
Yes.
So that's the only thing that's going to stop you?
Yes.
Okay. How long do you think that'll take?
The day's end.
How long did it take to get rid of the phobia of seaweed? I know it's already done. How long did it take?
Like 17 years.
No, listen to the question. How long did it take to get rid of, when we worked together, how long did it take to get rid of your phobia of seaweed?
1 minute.
Actually, that is 59 longer than it was. It's 1 second, okay? And so any of what you're holding on to can be gone so that you can fully embrace your beautiful future and you don't have to do the past. Mm-hmm. So, do you remember what the question was? So, Sam, where are you at with this?
As far as what exactly?
Well, how much of this is intellectual and how much of this is a knowing?
I feel like it's become a knowing, like I feel it in my body.
Okay, becoming. So, to what degree is that?
Like 99%.
Okay, and would it be okay for it to be 100?
Yes.
Do you have any objections to it being 100?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Let's test. Okay. So I'm asking you the question about this sense of God, I'm God. Correct? So hold out your arm. And is it true that that's what your ultimate goal is?
Yes.
Hold it. Don't let me move your arm. Is it true that this is that's your ultimate goal?
Yes.
Is it okay to keep it?
Yes.
Do you deserve it?
Yes.
To get it, you make some decisions. Clear?
Clear.
Patricia,
Yeah. What was the question?
I didn't ask it yet.
Oh.
Just waiting for that.
My bad.
No, that's okay. So I'm curious. You had you mentioned physical symptoms yesterday.
And today?
Yeah, and I'm having difficulty what the ones were you told me yesterday. Can you tell me what they were?
I'm anemic. I have possible pneumonia. I'm bipolar. I have anxiety. Bulimia nervosa.
I'm sorry, what was the last one?
Bulimia.
Yeah, and then...
It is something you do, like after you eat, you vomit.
Oh, yeah, I know all of it.
I was schizophrenic for 2 years.
Right.
Even now, before I sleep, but it's only a few. It's not as worse as it became to me. Last night I heard voices, but it was a sign that I was falling asleep, but it was nothing bad. I heard Sam in my head, my mom. I dreamt about old pictures of my grandma and her relatives and maybe people who stayed here before, like 1930 something or before that, way before that. And then it wasn't a bad dream. I saw Joker, like the Batman character, if you're familiar, like
Yeah.
as a
So my question to you is this.
yeah.
What if it was possible to have a clean slate starting now?
I take it
Would you?
gladly. Gladly, 100%.
Are you sure?
No doubts.
Don't
I
have any
wouldn't.
attachment to all of these illnesses.
Sorry?
So you don't have any attachment to all these illnesses?
Not at all.
None.
None. Arm?
Yes. Is it true your name is Patricia? Very good. Is it true that you have an attachment to your illnesses? You do, my dear. You can do all of this you want. That's telling me you have an attachment. So let's pretend I'm right. Let's pretend I am, okay? What's the best thing about keeping your addictions, your illnesses? What's the best thing about keeping them?
To do?
No, what's the best thing about keeping those?
There's no
Time.
time.
Listen,
Yes.
you keeping them is because you have a reason to keep them. It's not, the logic doesn't work here. So what's the best thing about keeping this grocery list of symptoms? That's not the answer.
What is
If that was the answer, they'd be gone.
definitely?
So what's the positive, what do you get out of, I got this, and I got this, and I got that, and I got this one, and I have this one, and I did have that one, and this one's gone. Like, what's the best thing about that? No, that's not how this works.
So there is?
Yes, there is a positive intention.
So I was wrong.
Huh?
I was wrong.
That's okay. We're not doing an exam here.
Yeah, that's
My question to you is this. What's the best thing about keeping your illnesses? What do they give you a false sense of?
They give me, actually, even though they're negative, they give me a bit of positivity, though they're bad at some levels. They were the worst ones I had before, but now they're positive. I don't.
How are they? Tell me how these are positive. I'm curious.
It's because sometimes they make me happy. They make me laugh.
How?
They tell me things like, "Hey Pat, what's up?"
Oh, okay. So a buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah, in your head.
like
One that lies to you.
they do.
Yeah, and now it's the ones you're listening to.
It's a fragment of my imagination.
Most definitely.
It is.
But you're choosing to keep them.
I'm not choosing.
Yes, you are.
I am choosing to keep them because I can't take them away.
Oh, you can't?
No, not ever.
What do you mean, not ever?
Because now I don't think I'm getting rid of them. I think they're forever in eternity, gonna stay with me forever. But I hope they would. I'm hoping.
Well, how are they going to do that with you having the belief that they're going to stay with you?
Medications, but I hope to get rid of it. Oh, tonight I didn't take them, though I brought them.
Wow.
It's wonderful. It's like a miracle.
Yeah.
When I met you, I forgot about them and I didn't feel the need to take them. When I met Sammy, everybody, Jamie, Nina, her.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing. I could cry.
So how would you like to have this bliss instead of medication?
To infinite. It's amazing. They gave me. It's like a miracle.
Well, you are a miracle,
Yeah.
okay? And you've been creating negatives to have a reason to have these things. And you just kept in that loop, believing that's how you were getting well.
I've never had tears of joy in my life. This is so amazing. And I look. You are amazing. The best ever. I'm so glad I met you. Thank you so much, Sam.
Now, you get to decide if you're going to let that toxic system go, or in its entirety, and all of the falseness that the ego is telling you that it's positive to have a negative, because that's what's going on. Do you hear me?
I hear you all right. Loud and
So when would you like, well, I'm going to ask you a question. Others have had this answer, so have a seat for a moment.
All right.
I want you to,
it's amazing.
now listen, I want you to think, and everybody can do this one while I'm doing this, and some of you have already done this numerous times. Patricia, can you tell me the most powerful moment in your life?
This is the one.
I'm sorry?
This is the one.
This is the one?
Besides this, my episode, when I walked 20 kilometers.
Okay, so Jamie's got a story to tell you.
I'd love to hear it.
The wheelchair, or
Joshua.
yeah.
So I have this friend Joshua. We met maybe around 6 years ago. And just before we had met, a few years prior, he got into a really bad car accident. Semi-truck swerved him off the road, went into a ditch, paralyzed from the waist down. Doctors told him he would never walk again. Within a few months of just his pure determination, he was able to walk with a walker. So he has this walker when I met him and introduced him to Donn. He goes through Donn's program, and the very next day, and I have video, I can show it to you, he throws his walker and sprints in an open field.
Yeah, it's like a miracle.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's stopping you from having a miracle is the ego convincing you it's positive to keep it. Because that's what
By the way, on that, shortly after, and up until now, it's been about 2 years,
Yeah, because I mean, it was before I
he's
left.
back in his walker. Good question. If you're asking me, it's the positive attention that he gets from people for being a victim.
I will put a check mark beside what Jamie just said. So now my identity is being a victim, being a cripple.
People take care of us, doesn't have to take much responsibility.
If any.
Yeah, zero responsibility. So that's why he's back in the walker.
Now, how crazy does that sound? It's insane. And what you're doing is insane. You're keeping your illnesses for a reason.
I probably got used to it.
No, what you just told me is, I got used to it, now it's a part of me,
Yeah.
which makes it your identity. And the ego's got you convinced you need to keep it, okay? Because it's your identity, as false as it is. So you get to decide today whether you're going to be this beautiful Patricia that I see through all of those masks, or be the...
No, I'll be the
What?
I'll be the first one instead of the latter.
Well, you tell me what the first one is in your words.
The beautiful Patricia without the mask
Yeah,
that
no
I've been
mask.
hiding from. I'm not gonna hide anymore.
Starting when?
Now.
When's now?
Right this hour.
Oh.
Right this minute. Right
Oh.
this second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've come a long way in the last hour, because you were not ready to let them go an hour ago. So super congrats.
And you.
Now, I apologize. I keep forgetting how to pronounce your name.
Adi.
Adine?
Adine.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's great. I can remember Adine.
First time I've heard that one.
How would you like to be at 1,000 on the consciousness scale? What?
100%.
What if that changes your relationship with your son somehow, some way?
It's okay.
It's okay? Very good. Congratulations. Because up until 2 minutes ago, that was a problem. And I'm telling you how this works. The ego will use your son against you if your son's the most important, okay? To get you out of your light. But you putting your light first, then your relationship with your son will be staggeringly, but he has to be second for that to happen. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Do you understand me? Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Thank you. So, well,
Done.
you've been through this process a few times.
6, 7.
6, 7. Where would you say you're at on the conscious scale?
Starting to get to, I really can't assess where I'm at.
If you could, what would the number be?
700.
Say, what's the best thing about staying at 700?
People can feel you. It's like you can be everywhere. You can feel how vast the universe is within your heart.
And you do have a gigantic heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not fully open.
Yeah.
And I want to know, with all of your exposure, why you're stuck at 7.
Wobbling sometimes.
Sometimes? Well,
Yeah.
what's the wobbling about?
Thinking still about, because I just really don't want to hurt other people.
So going to 1,000 will hurt.
Not that thing, but because on how they understand things that I wanted them to feel,
Yeah.
and they misunderstand it, and it seems like I can feel that they're hurting inside.
Okay, so you being at a higher level of consciousness creates hurt for them because they don't understand you when you go over
Yeah,
700.
on how I deliver it, or that thing.
So what happens to your relationship?
They go like silent.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What's more important, your God I'm God or relationships?
My God.
That's not how you have it set up. You have relationships first. They're more important. Will. Therefore, you're not able to step into and stand in the knowing you got I just went into 700. I'm going to hurt people. And you put your foot on the brake. Did you get that?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
I'm really trying hard.
What?
Trying hard
Trying hard what?
to make them feel, but
What?
they just can't get it.
Maybe it's the way you're delivering it,
Yeah.
which is what?
Because I'm thinking that they can't
Can't what?
get it, understand it.
So what if people were second or third on the list and you were first?
No one can stop me.
What would be the worst thing about that?
Nothing.
Go inside. What would be the worst thing
Worst thing to what? I'm sorry.
about being at 1,000 in relationship to other people?
Worst thing? None.
You've been making these decisions, man, up until 2 minutes ago, okay? Everything is based on how others are going to accept or feel around you. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So what's more important? Doing it that way. I can't hear you.
Can you repeat it?
What's more important?
Divinity.
You being in your divinity?
Yeah, divinity.
No, stop. You being in your divinity or not hurting others.
If I'm in my divinity, I will not hurt others.
But that's not what you told me.
Yeah.
If I'm in my divinity, I'm going to hurt them.
Yeah, earlier.
Earlier, yeah, like 38 seconds ago.
I got it! I already
I can't hear you.
got it.
What? Tell me what you got.
When I'm in my divinity, there's nothing that can hurt other people. Me, myself, everything.
The only way they can get hurt is because they're terrified of their own light.
I really hate this eyes. Like,
You what?
I already told you about this. Like, when I'm in my state, it's always pouring some like tears. No,
Is that a problem?
no, it's not.
No, I'm asking you a question.
Yeah.
Can you see how you have put a friendship, potential friendship, or past relationship friendship in front of you being in your light?
Have I?
No, you already did. Can you see it? Will, like seriously, man, listen to this. I'm not going to go into my light because they're going to be upset. They're going to be this. They're going to be that. And I will lose what? I can't hear you.
Them?
Yes, which is a relationship.
Relationship.
How many relationships have you lost doing it that way?
A lot.
What?
A lot.
How many is a lot?
That's what I can remember. Maybe 10 major connections.
You might want to add a 0.
And another 0.
Can you see what you're doing here, man?
Yeah.
In that program you have running, what's the most important thing? Can I give you the answer? Friends. They're more important than you being in your light.
Thanks.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Because I'm really concerned about them instead of my light.
Yeah, instead of you.
Instead of me, yeah.
So they're first, you're second or third. Do you get that? I can't hear you.
Yes.
So have a look at that Will doing that on the left. You see that Will? Okay. Now I want you to think of a time since we met that you had one of these amazing experiences and you were in your divinity in its purest form. Can you remember one of them?
Yes, exactly.
Got it?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
So notice what this is like. Clear? Now tell me how valuable it would be for you to stay.
Ineffable.
Yes. What if somebody doesn't like it?
It's within them, not me.
Yes. And up until a second ago, you were making decisions solely on them and how they would respond and how they would think and how they would feel and whether they would still be your friend. So how important, in the importance list, God, I'm God, and God, I'm my friends. And then way down here, there's a guy by the name, what's that like? To put you this low on the conscious.
No.
And you want to know a secret?
Yes.
You're teaching your son this. What's that? To know this.
It's hurtful.
I can't hear you.
Hurtful?
Glad. I'm glad it's hurtful.
Painful.
So what are you going to do about this, Will? So who's going to be number one?
Me.
Huh. What if somebody doesn't like?
It's up to them.
Yes, it is up to them. So are you interested in changing this?
Exactly.
What?
Yes.
Today?
Right now.
In its entirety or some?
Right now.
Okay, think of
Never again.
Think of your top 3 friends. Now put them to the test right now. Those top 3, you're at 1,000. And none of them want to be around you anymore. Well, if that's the truth, what you just did, that's the piece. Did you get it?
Yes. Yes.
So what's your decision?
Divinity. Me.
Can you see how you put everybody, how clear is that? So are you ready to go?
Thank you, Donn. Yeah.
Okay, bud, tell me.
Yes, sir. What's your name again?
I'm God 2, you're God 1. Remember Kuala Lumpur?
I do, yes.
Where were you at that day?
10,000.
How would you like to stay there, bud?
Yeah, absolutely. I am.
And as important as this ice wall,
Number 2.
because that's what was being told to me last night.
Yeah.
Okay, once again, say your name again.
Gian.
Gian. G-in. Okay. So what do you think of all of this, Gian, at the right old age of 17?
It's great. Awesome.
Okay. And what do you think of the statement, God, I am God?
It's like, can you explain it right now?
Yeah, well, we're going to wait.
You just need a translation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you go ahead, do the translate. Okay, so what does the statement, what's the God, I am God?
Sa imong pagsabot or sa imong maikas sa statement na God, I am God.
Like, I am God, like myself.
Speak up a little.
Like how I'm inside.
So what you're telling me, that what's inside is who you are, and who you are is God.
Yeah.
Is that what I just heard you say?
Yes.
Get up here.
Pretty good, bud.
Hold out your right arm. Don't let me move it. What's your name?
Gian.
Is it true your name is Gian?
Yes.
Don't let me move your arm. Is it true that you now know that God, I am God fits you?
Yes.
Have a seat. Well, let's take a 10-minute break and let's get this done.
There's fruit plates somewhere.
Yeah.
So first of all, congratulations to everyone how rapidly you jumped that scale this morning. And of course, I was picking on a few yesterday that was priming the pump. And so before we leave for a 10-minute break, how many of you would love to be at 1,000? And do you realize that at 1,000, God, I am God? How many know that?
Yes.
Raise your hand, those that, okay. Now, while your hands are up, I want to let you know, we only need 1 at 1,000 to shift 8 billion people on the planet to 700. Imagine being responsible for that and making that happen today. Imagine that. What's that sound like? What?
Amazing.
Wow.
So let's go have a little break and come back and let's get this done.
All right.
Okay.